Hello, fellow mech warriors, and welcome to the realm of uncertainty. Today we will begin our campaign through the life of a humble mercenary in the year 3025. Now, this game has a very fascinating story to it, but really most of the fun in it is in the play. So I'm just going to jump into the game right here, and we will see if we can create a character that's as much me as possible. I'm going to try and play through this game as if I am the main character of this story, and we shall watch the whole series of events unfold. Now, I'm going to play the game on Iron Man mode, because as many of you early viewers will know, I tend to have a little bit of a problem with constantly trying to reload saves and things of that nature when it comes to these tactical games. Some of you may know that I have reloaded the same XCOM mission over 50 times trying to make sure the character wearing my name doesn't die. None of that will be happening here. Going through the rest of these options, we're not going to skip the prologue, as this is going to be something of a total story campaign of the Battletech game. We're going to be seeing everything, and I want it to be such that if you never buy a copy of this game, but watch me play the career and the campaign, you will know what happened here and the whole story. Now, of course, if you like anything you see, you think it's really interesting, you want to play the game, I highly encourage you to go check it out, maybe even pick it up. I'm not sponsored here, I just really love Battletech and Paradox Interactive as a company in general. But just take a look at it, check it out. If it's interesting, buy it. If it's not, watch my channel and find out what happens. Or don't. Anyway, going through these custom difficulty settings, we're going to leave the enemy force strength at normal. I tend to play a little bit higher than that, but this whole recording thing is going to be quite distracting. So I may do terribly. Advanced mech warriors are going to be normal. I think I'm going to leave most of these things normal, actually. Here, contract payment. Yeah, normal. Mech warrior progression, amount of experience they gain after missions, normal. So I've recently learned that the mission progression, the experience is based on the difficulty of the mission. That seems obvious, but whatever. As for my history with this game, I have played through the entire campaign one time. I played through that campaign back when the game first came out, and I really haven't touched the game since. I mean, I've played some of the career mode after it came out, but I haven't really spent a huge amount of time on it. I spent more time on Imperator Rome and several other Paradox Interactive games. And they just made a huge change to the world of Battletech. Amongst other things, they've added a whole bunch of new maps, they've added connected missions, and they've made it so that missed shots have a chance of doing collateral damage to other units. And I think that'll really change how the game is played. So I'm really interested to see kind of the effects of things like that on my campaign. Of course, I'm sure I'm really going to hate it when a missed shot misses one of my mechs and kills another, but we'll get there eventually. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, Battletech is kind of a futuristic story that takes place in the year 3025, and it revolves around these various gigantic wars between successor states of what was once the old Star League. Now, the game will explain a lot of this, so I don't want to go too deep. But, yeah, I think we've got the settings set up. I'm done stalling for time. I definitely want rare salvage. I am not getting rid of that. And I don't want every time my mech warriors get injured for them to die, and I don't want my mechs to be permanently destroyed if their center torso is destroyed. So, yeah, I spent a whole lot of time sitting here trying to figure out what the settings would be, and left it on Iron Man mode, didn't do anything else. Great. Let us start the game, and I'm gonna be quiet now so you guys can listen to the prologue. Any moment now. This is the start of my character's story. Of our story.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Welcome to the Oregon Reach. The Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the Rimward Periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of the most densely colonized inner sphere. It is home to the Oregon Collation, a federation organized around the parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. For 3 generations under the rule of House Arano, the Oregon Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here our story begins. At this point, we're just going to set up the background of the character that we shall be for this whole story. We get to pick which faction we come from, which, as far as I can tell, doesn't have a huge impact on the story. But I feel since most of this campaign is going to take place in the periphery and be about the formation of a new great power in the periphery, I feel like we should be from here. We're going to be someone who really alters the fate of this section of the universe. So let's have the hero of the Oregon Reach come from the Rimward Periphery. There is no easy way to characterize the mech warriors hailing from the Rimward Periphery. They can be anything from petty thugs to ruthless tacticians, to skilled and honorable warriors. The nations and minor noble houses of the Rimward Periphery have long played a role in shaping humanity. The Star League's downfall began in the periphery, eventually leading to the current tattered state of the disparate star systems on the edge of known space. The periphery is still the galaxy's frontier, where the great houses of the inner sphere play deadly politics, petty bandit kingdoms thrive, and pirates prey on the minor noble houses, trying to survive in this hostile environment. So, in this universe, very recently, there is an empire known as the Star League, and it spanned most of the Milky Way galaxy. Its capital was on Terra, and you will often find that the position of stars and planets and things of that nature in this universe will be stated based on, where they are in relation to Terra. Is this rimward of Terra, or inner from Terra, spinward, or not? How far away is it from Terra? None of these factions we see here actually controls Terra. And the Star League had incredibly advanced technology. The Star League was around from 2570 to 2780, and it was an interstellar council formed out of Terra, the 5 great houses of the Inner Sphere, and the various territorial states in their periphery. The stability of the Star League led to flourishing of civilization and technology. But a civil war ripped it apart, and now we are one of the many, many states. Actually, we are one of many, many mercenaries fighting for the many, many states that have been created out of its collapse. It's kind of like the fall of the Roman Empire, or the fall of the Empire of Alexander the Great, wherein, in the wake of these massive empires falling apart, you have all these little groups that are mostly trying to reclaim the legacy of the old empire. But the more they fight amongst each other, the more they lose what made that empire great. In technology, in stability, in territory, in resources. They expend all these things fighting each other, rather than building up what was once before. Now, as you see, any of these golden little things here pop up a little thing explaining what exactly these things are. So, here, the section I just told you about what the Star League was, is part of this little Star League pop-up. The Rimward Periphery, similarly. And here they've also got one for the Inner Sphere, which is a region of space within about 500 light-years of Terra. It's divided by the 5 successor states of the former Star League. Think of the Didochi from the time of Alexander. They're kind of similar to that. Now, there are other forces that are running around from the 8 days of the Star League, but I don't think they become relevant in this game. Anyone who's familiar with the MechWarrior series of games, however, will know exactly what I'm talking about, and I really hope the timeline of this game eventually stretches out to there. It's only about 25 years in the future. So, who knows? It might happen. We are of noble birth. Though immigrants of the Eregian Reach, our family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Eregan space. By the time we were born, our family had become something of a de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. I am the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral Battletech, an old blackjack BJ-1. This is where you meet Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the succession wars, who my parents hired for a season to train me as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and we quickly became skilled pilots under his tutelage. It was something of an uneventful life, until the day after we turned 16, when... Now, we could be exiled, which would have which would be the result of us committing some unforgivable transgression and being sentenced to a life in exile. In that case, we stole the blackjack, and we get a +1 to our gunnery, our ability to hit targets at range, and our tactics, our effectiveness and called shot opportunities, and being able to shoot at closer ranges. I could strike out on my own. I could grow up wanting for nothing, but possibly not be able to stand this pampered lifestyle. I think I like this one the best. It gives me piloting and tactics as opposed to gunnery and tactics. And I'm not going to really care a whole lot about the stats here. I definitely don't want my family to die, and I'm fairly sure the remaining of these 3 all kill my family. Let's see here. Your family went bankrupt. As you grow older, you watch your family's fortune, income, and influence slowly dwindle away until there's nothing left. Your parents, driven to despair, took their own lives. Yep, that's dead family. Family dies in an accident. This is what I did the first time and the last time I played through the game. I have the family die in a freak jump ship accident, and it leads to all kinds of interesting little conversation choices, where your character gets really nervous when people start doing things they shouldn't be in intergalactic travel. Or not intergalactic, interstellar travel. And that gives you guts in piloting. But, again, we don't really care about the stats right now. Eventually I'm going to get everything to max with my main character. Just watch. Or, of course, the family could be betrayed. The seat of power destroyed, and I'd be the sole surviving member of my house. Everybody dies, not just my parents, but all my siblings and everything. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're gonna strike out on our own. We're gonna go not be cool with this whole life of pampered nobility, but we're gonna steal the family blackjack and just try and create a life for ourselves, independent of the noble family we came from. Once we were out on our own, we fell into the life of, well, we could be a soldier of the nation that we will mostly be working for. But I don't feel like that quite fits the story we're going for. We're definitely not going to be a pirate. I personally attend a Merchant Marine Maritime Academy, and piracy is pretty much our biggest enemy, so that's not going to be us. I'm really tempted by this Solaris Gladiator. If any of you have played the old MechWarrior 4 game, especially the Mercenaries expansion, you probably remember the Solaris Coliseum. I certainly had some of my favorite moments playing that game as a Solaris Gladiator, especially with the blackjack, because one of its arms has this kind of shield thing that I felt like I could duck behind, and it felt really interesting and fun. But I don't know. We could just be a mercenary all our life. That could work. That'd be very interesting. We could just be a random roaming freelancer. Or we could be a merchant guard. You know, I attend a maritime academy, focusing heavily on the security and shoreside aspect of the business, but still. And our previous portion of our background already gave us a point in piloting, so we could stack that and get really close to the first bonus ability. I think that we shall do this. I signed on as a guard for a small trading guild. Providing security as the guild's caravan made trade runs between the inner sphere and the periphery. It was a largely uneventful life, but I was able to put my mech-warrior skills to good use in the occasional scuffle with pirates and uncooperative local governments. Until, eventually, years later, I crossed paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. While escorting a supply caravan to a small outpost on the outskirts of the Aregan Reach, we were set upon by pirates and left for dead. Raju happened to be visiting the capital city and picked up my distress call. Upon rescuing me, he offered me a job in the House Serrano Royal Guard. So it is that I find myself reunited with my old mentor, preparing my ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of Lady Kamea Arano. Now, we are going to be male, because that is what I am. Call sign will be Audacity, because the name of the channel is Realm of Uncertainty. That name comes from the description that Clausewitz, a very important Western military philosopher, gave to warfare and specifically the engaged battlefield. He called it the Realm of Uncertainty. And one of the things that he argued was that one of the most important traits for a warrior in the Realm of Uncertainty was not knowledge or intelligence of the enemy's positions or even, well-calculated and thought-out battle plans. But he argued that one of the key distinguishers was the audacity of an individual commander. All the other things were important, and he didn't think you would win without them. However, he argued that the audacity of the commander to take a risk and push forward to achieve an objective when it might otherwise seem unlikely was what really distinguished the okay commanders from the great ones. So, who better to hire to work on your side than Audacity himself? You may notice that I am just a little strange. Try and find a good hairstyle here. Close enough. I look kind of a mess, honestly. We're gonna make our guy look a little ridiculous here, but he won't be too far from looking like I do. Nah, the peach they had at the beginning was good. That's my favorite outfit for a character in this game. And we're going to be looking right at the camera. And the name will just be the name for my channel. Alright. With all the customization stuff out of the way, we have a gunnery of 2. We're really bad at shooting. Piloting of 4. We're decent at running our mech and hitting people in melee combat. Tactics of 3. Effectiveness of called shots. And a guts of 2. Our pronoun is he. Our name is Realm. Our last name is Uncertainty, which is a little weird. But we're only going to be going by our call sign of Audacity throughout the course of this game, so it really doesn't matter. Alright. I am now checking to see how long this has been going. And boy, I've managed to spend 24 minutes setting up just the intro. Next time, I promise, we're actually going to get to playing this game. And I think I'll actually start recording that now. I'm going to hit stop recording so that this video can be done. And then I will start the recording session again and actually get to playing once I start uploading this video. So, yeah. Here's a little bit more of me. Hopefully I keep getting better and better at this stuff. And, yeah. Have a good day, fellow mech warriors, and next time we're going to drop into some actual combat. Well, as soon as Montgomery finishes teaching us what he wants from the Royal Guard.